What is up, guys, and welcome back to my HTML Beginners Full Course lesson number 2. And today we're going to be talking about attributes. Now let's get started. Alright, now what are attributes? Well, attributes are additional information that we add to elements. All elements can have multiple attributes. They always have a specific tag and they have a value. Alright, now these are a few attributes that I'm going to go over with you guys today. And this website is really good for learning HTML, so I'm going to leave this down in the description below so you guys can go and check it out. Now let's start with the href. Alright, now let's start with removing the code from last lesson, and the element we're going to use is called anchor. So type in A and enter. And as you can see, this attributes gets added automatically. Now, what we do with this attribute is we put the URL of a website that we're gonna want. So I'm gonna actually take this website, use the URL, copy it, and then put it here. And now if I open this with live server, then as you can see, there's nothing here. And there's nothing here because we have to add text. So you can put whatever you want here and the website. So I'm gonna just put the website name here and then open the live server again. And as you can see, the text is here. And if we hover, the pointer is going to change and the color is a bit different. So now if we click here, it's going to redirect to this website. And now you've created a link. Now, this link isn't only used to redirect to other websites, but to other pages in your site. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, to do that, you're going to want to have another HTML file, so I'm going to create it and call it post.html. And you can call it whatever you want. And I'm going to hit exclamation mark and enter for the HTML build structure and put the title here. Put it for post. There we go. Now I'm going to make a title, so h1 for heading number 1, and then put post here. Now, if we open this with live server, as you can see right here, it says at the very end of the URL, it says the name of your file. So if we go back to the index.html, we can delete the link here and we could copy the link for this file, or we could redirect it from our folder. And to do that, we're going to want to hit period, this right here, and then find that file. So it's going to be post.html for me, and it could be whatever for you. And then I'm going to change the name here to post. And now if I save it and then open this with live server again, as you can see, it changed to post. And if I click it, look at the URL and the title. If I click this, it changes to the post file, and yeah. So now you've created a link, and you could use that to redirect the user into any files here that you're gonna have. Now I'm going to show you another attribute, which is src or source, which is commonly used for the image element. And to create that element, you're going to want to type img and hit enter. And as you can see, there's two elements, and I'm going to go over this one later, so just ignore it for now. Now, what we put in the src here, you can put a path to an image, which you're going to have in this folder, or a URL of an image. So I'm actually going to copy the path for my YouTube logo and put it here. And you could put whatever you want. So just search up a random image and then copy the URL of that image. And I'm going to save it. And if I open this with live server, as you can see right here, you can see the image here. And now to show you the other way, I'm going to save this image. So I'm going to hit save here. And as you can see, there we go. There's the image. And if it doesn't load for some reason, then you have to add the period PNG or JPG at the end, as you can see. And I'm going to do the same thing like I did here. So I'm going to add the period, this right here, and then add the name of the image. And if it's weird, so just rename it to something easy to write, and then you're going to do that. Now if I hit save and open this with live server again, it's going to be the same thing. Now, what this attribute right here is basically if the image doesn't load or there is no image here, it's gonna show an icon of an image basically and a text, and this is the text that you're gonna put. So I'm gonna put YouTube logo, and you could put whatever you want. And then I'm gonna save this, and if I move this right here, or let's say I put dot like log, right, and then open this with Flash server, then as you can see, it's gonna put the emoji right here and the YouTube logo, which is this. Now, these two aren't the only attributes we could add into the image element. We can actually add the width and height, and there's actually more, but let's just do these two. So go here, and then space, and then write width, and then just hit enter. And here, we're going to put the size in pixels. So I'm going to put 124 pixels. And then you don't have to put the height because if you put the width first, it's going to put the height the same. So I'm going to just hit enter and then open this with live server. And as you can see, the image is a lot smaller now. And we can actually make this a lot bigger too. So let's make it 680 pixels and then open this again. And as you can see, it's huge. And if you want, you can change the height, of course, too. So let's make the height half of this, so 340 pixels, and then open that again. And as you can see, it's pretty weird. So that's pretty cool. So now you can add a link to your other index.html files, and you could add an image with, um, of course, the source of it and the width and height. Now, there's a lot of other elements with different attributes, but um, attributes that all elements have is class and ID. Now, let me show you how to put them. So you just pick whatever element you want, doesn't matter, and then write class, and then enter, and we have ID too, which basically define an element. So if we have let's say a title, right? So I'm going to put H1, and then just going to write page title, and then we're going to add a class called title. And what we could do with that class is we can style it with a CSS file, which I'm not going to go over right now, of course, but yeah. And the same thing for ID. So we can put ID, and it's going to be same. It could be the same thing. It really doesn't matter. So class and ID, they define an element. So now a challenge for you, and if you can remember something or you don't know what to do, then just skip to where I'm gonna do it. And the challenge is I'm gonna want you to have a file called index.html, have a title which is gonna say home, and underneath I'm gonna want you to have an anchor tag which is gonna have a link into another HTML file which is gonna be called post.html, and then in that file, have a heading, which is going to say post, and then underneath the heading, have an image, and you could choose the image. It could be whatever you want, and have a width of 54 pixels and height of 68. Now I'm going to give you some time to pause, and when you're done, just play. All right, now the first thing I'm going to do is set the title into to home, and then underneath, I'm going to make an anchor tag, and then I'm going to for the text, I'm just going to put click me. You could put whatever you want. And I don't have the path to the other file, so I'm going to create the file first, and I'm going to call it post.html. And there we go. I'm going to actually put exclamation, and I just put the bone structure to make it quicker. Now, if I go here, I can get the path by doing period this, and then as you can see, it shows me the index.html file. So if I do this right here, it's gonna reload. It's basically just gonna reload the page because it's gonna load this file again. But I don't want that. I want this file. So I'm gonna put post. There we go. And now when you click the text "click me," it should redirect you to this URL, and it's this right here. And actually, if we go here, hover here, and hold Control, you can click this, and it's going to redirect here too. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to set the title here to post, and also the H1 to post. And I'm going to save a YouTube logo real quick. There we go. And I'm going to put it here. So I'm going to make an image element, and in the source, I'm going to do the period and this again. and then find it. And here I'm just going to put 3 periods or dots, which is what I usually do because no one's really going to see it. And I'm going to open the index.html file with the live server because actually I'm going to show you in a second why. But as you can see right here, title, and then if you click this, it's going to redirect to this. And of course, this is huge, which is why I told you to put a width. And your image could have been smaller, but you know, just for why not? I'm going to put the width to 64. And I know I told you guys specific width, but it doesn't really matter. And now the image is a lot smaller. What would have happened if I opened the live server from post.html? Well, as you can see right here, it would have just opened this page instead of uh, the home page, as you can see. So always open your live server from your index.html or your home page if that's what you want. But yeah, and also when you put a period in this, what this means is that it's going to look for the file. So it's basically going to look for the file that, well, first of all, it finds your file, and then it's going to look for files that are inside the folder that your file is in. So if I just put this, then it might work too because it's in the directory folder. But if I make another file, so I can make, let's say, images, and I'm going to drag this image here. Now, if I put the as it doesn't work basically, right? Now, if I put the period in this, as you can see, it's gonna find the images folder because this file is in the directory and the images folder is inside the directory too. But if I move the index, actually no, the post, or no, the index, right, into the images folder and do the same thing, it's gonna find this file. So remember when you put this, it's gonna find files that are inside the folder that your file is in. Alright, now this is going to be it for this video. If you like this video, then leave a like, sub to the channel for more content like this, and see you in the next video. Bye!